Man, that sky is looking pretty rough. I can hear the thunder. I'm just glad it hasn't started raining when I'm trying to get going out here today. Starting late, it's almost 8 o'clock. Alright, I just knocked out 50 of my push-ups in 2 sets of 25. I got 50 more to go, but judging by this sky and this wind and this thunder, I reckon it's going to start raining soon. So I thought I'd come on and talk to y'all for a little bit before that happens. Hopefully all the wind isn't making it impossible to hear me, but we'll see how it comes out. I wanted to be able to come and report to you guys on another result I got back, and that was my PSA result. Now, I'm 49 years old. I've never had any issues that I know of with my prostate, although I did have reduced urine flow for several years. So this may have been going on for a long time and I just didn't know about it. I mean, hell, I had several visits to the medical professionals this year and they didn't catch it, and I was telling them what the problem was. Nobody even checked. So that's not terribly unusual. That it would go undiagnosed. I think I've had other things go undiagnosed, not to mention the gut issue that I used to have before I started Lion Diet. That has all but gone away. I mean, very rarely do I have any issues in my gut anymore, whereas it used to be a daily, regular, painful odyssey to deal with the gut issues that I had. So thank God for that. But not having done a PSA before and not even really thought about my prostate before, it was it was one of those things where I looked at the test score and I didn't really know what to expect. Now, I heard you want to have a low number, like 1 or 2, I guess, is supposedly good. I've had one commenter say that his score was 10, but it turned out after checking into it that there was nothing wrong with him. So it kind of makes me wonder about what these numbers really mean when I hear things like that. But I try to get somebody who knows what they're talking about to tell me something. So I talked to a retired urologist, somebody who has nothing to lose, hopefully, by telling me the truth, for one, and also somebody that I trust as a good, honest person. And he looked at my numbers, and you can see that my PSA was 0.8, so less than 1. I saw that and immediately I was like, that's good, that's definitely a positive. But I didn't know anything about free PSA, and I saw that in the test result. So before I even talked to him, I looked it up online, and I couldn't make heads or tails of what I was reading. It seemed like it could be good or it could be bad. So I got the chance to talk to him, and basically he reassured me that I didn't have anything to worry about. The bottom line is, he's like, that's a good PSA report. And that was encouraging, because I didn't really know what it meant. And when you're having an issue like that, you tend to get a little concerned. So it was very comforting for me to know that that was not the issue. And I wanted to be able to share the result with you, so you would be able to see whatever you see from blood work. I've put blood work numbers up before that I can't make heads or tails of, and I've had a number of people comment on what they think it means and what they're able to determine about my blood work, but I just leave that to whoever wants to look at it. You decide what you think, because I still think it's kind of sketchy, all this stuff, as to what they actually mean, because it seems like there's a lot more factors you have to take into account than just the blood number, or just a specific number, or a number of other factors that are ignored, like what you're eating, what your diet's like, what your symptoms are. I mean, there's going to be a number of different things that come into play, obviously, because as hard as I've tried, I can't really make sense of blood work numbers. But I was happy to see that my PSA result was low, and to get a confirmation that things don't look like they're any danger. I'm not in any danger, at least not from that. I'm not making it out of life alive. I have no illusions about that. But it's nice to know that when I'm working on my health like this, that I'm not going to get sideswiped by a illness that I didn't expect. And I'm going to say, after a day like today, where I got up early. I got up at just before 4 a.m. so I could get on the road before 5. And then I had to drive for 4 hours to get to where I was going. Spend all day sitting on my butt in meetings. Another 4 hours back. Well, it wasn't 4 hours back because I didn't go home tonight. I was staying at my brother-in-law's. But it's been a long day. And I remember thinking, goodness, when I was younger, I used to talk about how somebody's driving crazy. But I used to talk about how I don't want to work outside in the heat. I'd rather work indoors in the nice, cool office somewhere where I can get my job done and not come home all sweaty every day. And God bless those who are able to do that. But now, man, when I'm sitting in the office like that all day, sitting on my butt, I can't stand it. I start to get antsy. My knees start bouncing. I just need to let off some energy because I'm just loaded with it all the time. And this is something I know I've talked about before, but I can't drive this point home enough that I was averse to getting outside and exercise. It was just something I didn't really want to do. Now I can't wait to do it. And even though it's as late as it is, thank goodness I get a little bit of sunlight in this beautiful walk out here in this park. And gonna go ahead and knock out 100 push-ups today. Get in as many miles of walk as this rain will let me get before I gotta run back to the car and put my gear away. Oh, this is the best. And if you're not taking part in this yet, if you haven't decided to say, screw it, I'm gonna get up and do it, then what are you waiting for? It changes everything. The diet was first. Now I'm doing the exercise. I feel better than I ever have. I talked about hitting 189 for my weight the other day. I was 188 this morning before I left. So I'm the lowest I've ever been that I can ever remember, aside from being a little child. And I feel fantastic. I still am surprised that this is my body that I have now, and it's something that I want everyone to experience, especially if they were like me and struggled all their lives. If you struggled all your life dealing with dieting and eating certain foods because you were trying to fight the weight, trying to fight the fat gaining up on you, never seeming to be able to stay ahead of the curve, nothing did anything nearly as good as what this has done for me. The only thing that even got close was Atkins diet, and even then I wasn't going full carnivore, but I was eating a lot of meat then and I lost a lot of weight. But going 100% carnivore has just made me feel like an athlete. I never would have called myself an athlete. I'll say I was probably the way Louis C.K. described in one of his comedy routines, where he was talking about going to his doctor because his ankle hurt. And his doctor's basically saying, oh, well, you know, that's just going to happen. You can take some Tylenol or Aleve, and that's your only choice. And he's saying, well, isn't there anything I can do? Nope, it's just pretty much incurable bad ankle. And he says, well, what if I was an athlete? The doctor says, you're not an athlete. That was me. I mean, I was in the same boat he was, knowing that they're not going to think that I'm really worth saving at some point, because I'm not taking care of myself. Oh, it feels so much better. It feels so much better to live life in this body than in that body. I still have the same stresses in life. I still have the same human battles that I have to deal with, but it's a lot easier when I have energy and strength and a positive attitude that comes from feeling good. I want you to have it too. And you can have it. All you got to do is make the choice. Decide that this is more important than whatever that garbage is you want to eat today. This is more important than whatever's stopping you from going to work out. Make sure you take care of you. Because if anybody else does it, it's going to cost an arm and a leg, and they're not going to do as good a job as you would. Trust me. Well, that's all I got to say today. Just wanted to really come and let you guys know I'm able to squeeze in a little workout. hopefully before the storm comes, and share these PSA numbers with you. I got some more push-ups to get in before I get struck by lightning. I'll talk to you guys later.
If we pay extra, could we maybe get some grease or fat?